They click and browse the site, gets distracted by a text message, scrolls on to one of the other 15 tabs they have open. I wish I had 15 tabs open, more like 74. They're my emotional support tabs, okay? I apologize. The buyer forgets about your brand, okay? How many of you have had that happen just in your own life, in your own purchasing approach, right? It goes on though. They see the favorite influencer, they talk about the brand, and then they click on a social media page. They add the product to their cart, they write down the phone number, but then they get distracted, they forget about your brand. Then they hear a friend talk about the brand a week later, and then or the concept even, not even the brand, and they're like, oh yeah, I was looking at that. They go back and they look for that email that had a discount or that ad and they can't find it. They check Amazon, see if there's a lower price or something else. They get distracted by a pink Stanley. They buy 3 more colors, and then they forget about your brand. And then they're awake one night at 3 a.m., 2:30 for me last night, couldn't sleep. Buyers doom scrolling. Yes, I did that for a while. They see your ad again. They click, they browse, they get sleepy, they forget about your brand. And then their girlfriend makes an offhand comment about their biggest insecurity about a week later, and they click on the site, they go to the cart, and they make a purchase. What happens though in this whole process if you don't show up at one of those points? They have forgotten about you. Job security for me, okay? But I'm really glad people need to be reminded constantly. But that's how it works. It's not as simple as you think. I have people constantly, they'll be like, all right, I really need to make a big impact on my sales. So I want to spend a bunch of money on advertising. I just did it yesterday. I had a customer and he wanted to spend XYZ on marketing. I don't even exactly remember. I talked him into spending half. You know why? Yeah, it would have been great for me for 2 months that he spent this big amount until he's like, it's not doing what I needed it to do. And I'm like, we're just barely figuring things out at 2 months. It takes time. So he loses patience, fires me, and he wasted all his marketing dollars. I'm like, I'd way rather have a dollar point where we could spend over the next 6 months, 12 months, 6 years, that you're like, I know I can spend this much. It's not gonna put me in the poorhouse to spend this much on marketing. I can do that long term. I'm like, in that process, then we're gonna fiddle with it and figure out what's working and what's kicking butt and what's not working and stop doing that and spend more money here, whatever it takes, okay? That's what marketing should be like. I'd rather you spend smaller, longer, than bigger, shorter.